Welcome back to another episode of Cascade Valley, and the Coyotes need to finish the season strong. This has been a roller coaster of a year. We've had ups and downs. Losing to UNC was definitely a down. But, we rattled off a great win streak, and then losing to Michigan in dramatic fashion was tough. But our remaining schedule was Iowa, Nebraska, Washington, and Minnesota. 2 away, 2 home. If we can win these out, we got a chance to get ranked again. And here come the Coyotes ready to get things going. A couple of the Coyote faithful travel to Iowa. This is not an easy opponent. This is not an easy game. The Coyotes got to lock in. Lamar Harmon is just one of those guys that has not really had the season we thought he was going to have. So many opportunities for this team to be great this year, but they haven't done it. But Harmon says, hold on, I got a first down. Tugboat Jackson a little under 200 yards away from 1,000 on the year. I don't think he's doing it against Iowa's defense, though, today. Harmon struggling to communicate with his guys. Little play action and just lit up. Coach McMervin has invested in the offensive line so much, but it hasn't really paid off yet. But hold on, Fiercely is down the right side, and Fiercely is at the 5. What a grab, what a throw. Justin, this team was showing no life. Harmon to Fiercely, a connection that has just been all too great in their tenure. Picks up a huge gain. Another adjustment, Coach McMervin goes right back to the run, and Tugboat is down to the 2 this time. 3rd and goal. We go right back to the man, the myth, the legend, and Tugboat Jackson Jr., the best name in college football, strikes early here in Iowa. We pick up here, though. Iowa's finding themselves at a 3rd and 10, a little shy of midfield. Cascade Valley's defense is trying to step up. This ball, though, is thrown incomplete, luckily. Ryder's going to await the kick here, deep into his own territory. He's looking for a block. He's not going to get one. Our special teams is falling asleep. Here comes Harmon, feeling pretty good about himself after that last drive. What does the team have here in Harmon? We have not seen him keep his legs as a part of the program, and Harmon says Coach McMervin should have used those a long time ago. Lamar Harmon has struggled, only 12 touchdowns or, so to 8 interceptions on the year. But if he can use his legs like that, he can be a lot more special. And with the way this team is blocking for Tugboat, we're going to need him to be great, and we need the offensive line to be better than that. Big moment here. The crowd is going crazy here in Iowa. Harmon sets his feet, throws one, scary, and Tim Tindall hauls it in. Scary hours there because that did not seem like it was going to be a completed pass. But Tim Tindall using that large frame to go ahead and pull that one in. Out of the Wildcat, Tugboat's going to take this one, and he goes in the end zone this time. Unconventional, to say the least. But he's in the end zone twice. The Hawkeyes mean business, though, as this drive continues on for them. They're in a great spot. They go with the run, little almost broken tackle, and Ali's going to light him up. This is not a team that's really known for their offense, but they've done enough in this game so far to get down in scoring territory. Quarterback's going to throw a check down. The tight end is there. We light him up, though, and he gets a gain of 4. 3rd and 6 are bringing another blitz here. See their quarterback can handle it. Off the edge, we're almost there, but bad coverage by Hemphill, who's already hurt this game. Hemphill is one of the best coverage guys in the entire nation, but just hasn't really lived up to the hype this year, and Cam Rose could have picked that off. What if I told you could play just $5, win or lose, and get $100 in bonus entries guaranteed? Well, spoiler alert, I'm about to tell you. Underdog's got a great promo right now. If you use code GGB when you sign up, they will give you $100 in bonus entries, win or lose, as long as you play just $5 on your first entry. I've been with Underdog for a very long time. This is by far the best promo, in my opinion, I've ever seen them drop. And it's really simple. If you play their pick'em game, you just pick higher or lower on 2 or more player stats, and you can win up to 5,000 times your money if you go ahead and hit. But the good news is, even if you lose, you still get $100 in bonus entry. So, you kind of can't lose in some weird way if you think about it. I'm dropping my picks all the time on my Instagram and Facebook stories. And if you ever want to know what I'm doing, just check those out before game day, because I'm usually got them up there for you. But if you use code GGB when you sign up, play just $5 on your first entry, it's $100 in bonus entries coming your way. You can't beat that right now. Not a lot of time left here in the first quarter. They go with a run, a spin move that has us just looking all types of crazy, and Hemphill involved in the tackle. 3rd and 8, Iowa locked in. They got a little quad formation over here on the left-hand side. They go with the screen. We kind of have some guys there. We make it 4th and short. Iowa's already down 2 scores. They're at this point saying, we're going for it. We don't care. We believe that we can get this. And it's a perfect dot over the top. And Iowa's going to cut this lead in half. After Iowa shows they can do something on offense, it's our turn to see if we can answer back here. Tim Tindall, great catch in the last drive, picks up a huge gain here as well. Tugboat still going to get some elite gains here. That's probably his best run of the game for 5. Crowd has definitely been a factor today, but Harmon trying to stay locked in. Got his guy on the sideline, Dakota James with a great grab. Iowa's defense struggling to figure things out. Coach McMervin has definitely been mixing things up a little bit today, but that run game is getting shut down. 2nd and 14. Tugboat looking for the screen. Got some great blocking here. Tugboat's got a chance to get to the end zone. He's racing one guy, and he's going to get into the end zone. 3 touchdowns, a rushing and 2 receiving. Tugboat is on his game right now. Iowa's going here with a halfback screen. Their running back looks a little lost here, but might have died on that hit. A little over a minute right now, and Iowa's in the driver's seat. They can try to cut this lead back to single digits. And Roderick killed a man. 3rd and 8. If Iowa can't get something here, that opens up a lot of opportunities for CVU and Weldon on great coverage. Harmon has looked electric today, but with a little bit of time left in this first half, can he do enough? And fiercely going to get that one. Harmon back out here. Sees an opportunity, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Only a yard. 20 seconds left in the dream. Harmon sees one-on-one coverage. He believes he is the best big play receiver in the game, and fiercely can't hold that one in. So in 3rd and 9, look, we can still maybe get a field goal out of this. And knowing how our defense has played in the second half, we want to try to lock in. Instead, we're going to be punting this away with a couple seconds left and going into halftime. Opening the second half, and we've got our ball right around midfield on this drive early on. The Tugboat trying to lead the way. 2nd out, 6 yards to go. Harmon has to get rid of that one almost immediately. Iowa's crowd has been their best defense today, but Tugboat, another big grab. Right back to Jackson. He's got a guy chasing him. He's going to get about half the yards he needs. Sending Tugboat in motion here. Tugboat down the sideline. Tugboat Jackson having the receiving game of his life. 4 receptions, 3 touchdowns. Put him on the Heisman list. So Coach McMervin and the Coyotes come into Iowa and they get a much-needed W. 31-7. We rebound from what was one of the worst games ever played in the previous week. And Tugboat, 49 rush yards on 21 attempts and 4 touchdowns. A crazy stat, but he killed it in the receiving game, so he's the player of the game today. With Tugboat getting the player of the game, I think it's important that we look back, though, at Lamar Harmon and how efficient and good he was today. 276, 2 touchdowns. Got sacked twice, which is what it is, mostly his offensive line's fault. But 15 of 23, 18.4 yards per completion. This guy was really locked in today. On the ground, again, we had our issues, but Lamar Harmon was our leading rusher as well. 61 there, no fumbles, along of 41. He was kind of locked in. And then we honestly tried to give DeAndre Ryden a garbage time play, and then he fumbled. So that's why he's on the bench. And on the receiving side, Tugboat is really shining there. 5 for 98 and 3 touchdowns. Just an unbelievable performance by him. His best on the receiving side ever. We see Tyndall get involved, 4 for 80. Nobody else really got a receiving touchdown, but people were locked in. Tackle-wise, Vitali Seiko killed it. 9 big tackles for him. We get 7 from Nichols Ali and Stephen Weldon, who played really good in coverage this afternoon. From a sack perspective, 2 by Mario Ortiz. You love to see that. 1.5 by Ali and Garland. And then interception-wise, nothing, because our secondary's been doo-doo. Oh, and shout out to the little fella. 5'6", 164. And he kicked a 41-yarder today. You love to see it. And while we have our running back of the future in Tugboat Jackson, Max Vildor is a 4-star gem running back that's coming to CVU next year. And joining him is going to be Nick Mondo, a right tackle, because Lord knows the offensive line needs some help. And yes, we're proud of this young man, player of the week. The lowest rushing yards he's ever had being player of the week, but he deserved it. 4 touchdowns is big. And National Offensive Player of the Week as well? Put him on the Heisman list. What is painful, but also we're proud of, but also we hate it. Dwayne Fox, former Cascade Valley Coyote, who transferred away and went to Texas A&M, also got Defensive Player of the Week for the national level. So we hate to see it, but we love to see it. We want to see him prosper. We also want to see him fail. But Tugboat Jackson is on the Heisman list. We did not expect to actually see him up there, but he jumped from not being there to being on the board. We've got a chance to have our first Heisman winner ever. You can best believe that Tugboat is getting the lion's share of the carries, of the receptions. We're getting this man involved in the game plan every which way. And while the personal awards are great, the biggest moment is right now. Number 9, Nebraska, coming to Cascade Valley. If we win this game, we are absolutely ranked. We're currently ranked 27th in the coaches poll, so winning this game would mean that we are going to be a top 15 to 18 team probably, which means we potentially could have an outside shot at the CFP, maybe. And if you think I'm crazy, this is why I think we actually have a shot. We are currently 4-1 in conference playing Nebraska. We beat them. That means that we're 5-1. They're 4-2, which means that we're already ahead of them. Then we have Ohio State and Michigan currently ahead of us. Yes, Michigan currently holds the tiebreaker, but if USC loses, or maybe Ohio State loses, we've got a chance to get in there. And here comes Dylan Ravioli. Patrick Mahomes Jr. This is going to be a tough one. They are significantly better than us, but we have a better coach and a better mind for now. CVU crowd is going to be a big part of today's game. We need them to be there. We need the defense to step up like that too. Kobe Garland with a great play getting to Dylan Raiola on the very first play. Let him know it's going to be a long night, brother. This season feels like it's been a big turnaround for Cascade Valley. From recruiting to how they've played, the Michigan game feels like hopefully an anomaly. But this squad has been locked in this year, and look at Roderick with the pick. We haven't had an interception in 11 years. We're back. Michael Roderick, the free safety that plays a little bit of linebacker, kind of moves all over the place, kind of the Josh Metellus of Cascade Valley with a great play in Tugboat on his first carry today. Says, get out of my way, because I got places to be. The Coyotes scored in just 7 seconds of having the football. And right now, Nebraska driving down the field to try to answer back. Little 7-yard run puts him in a great spot. Now the running back's going to move around a smidge. They go to the left side, though, and lose a yard. Our defense trying to lock in here. Raiola finds a beautiful spot, though, and a heavy hit's going to bring him down around the 30. This offense has been on fire this drive. We got the blitz there. We can't catch up. And a heavy hit's going to stop him at the 17. It feels like Nebraska's kind of found something in our defense. And they are just driving down us nonstop. On second down with 8 yards to go. Felt like a play action, but they end up sticking with the run and a little tackle by committee. Huge moment. Can the CVU faithful stand up enough to get this crowd going crazy, to get a stop here? They float one to the corner, and a great play to stop that one. Of all the people to get a lot of publicity on this defense, Stephen Weldon has been a great cover corner for the majority of his career. He's had some mistakes, but that was one of those plays that saved us from giving up 7 points. Nebraska had a great drive. They cut into our lead, but it wasn't a ton. And with the lead just getting cut into a little bit, we've got a chance to figure out, can we really be the team that we thought we were as fiercely with a big catch and run? But really, it's as simple as just score points. If we can put up big points, the way our defense is playing today, the way Tugboat is running, I like our chances a lot. Double-digit yards per carry on Tugboat after 3 carries. You can believe we're giving the ball right back to him to try to run through a defender, and he killed a man. No wear and tug for him, or no wear and tear for him, not wear and tug. And that time he's met at the line after 1. About 2 minutes left here in the first. Harmon holds on to it a little too long. 3rd down and 9. Harmon, not a ton of time, but the connection he has with Mark Fiercely needs to be studied in a museum. Harmon used his legs a lot last week, hasn't really done it yet today. But Nebraska's got to be worried about just how quickly that man can get out in traffic, and Ryden just seemed confused. Losing 8 yards on a play that has some potential doesn't exactly feel great. So we find ourselves here in a 3rd and so long we don't really want to count the numbers at this point. Harmon throws a lame duck. Somehow Tugboat has it, and he's got it at the 5. What a play. The work that Tugboat Jackson has done on his receiving side of the ball this season has the main reason been that he's been up for the Heisman. And this man said, I'm not just going to be up for the Heisman, I'm going to win it. This time Nebraska's drive kind of stalling a little bit on 3rd and 4. Can they get the conversion they're looking for? And they do on a slant, and Cameron Rose can't bring him down for the tackle either. It's early in the second quarter, but Raiola knows he's got to figure this out. He goes right to his tight end, who's hit hard. Nebraska here again. The underneath stuff has been free all day for him. Here's Nebraska running goal line in the middle of the field. And they say they got the first. That was actually Dylan Raiola's first positive rushing yards today. He's been sacked a couple of times. Hasn't been great on the ground. But his running backs are doing their best to try to get the first down here, and they got another one. Coach McMervin looking to put a little bit of pressure here. Raiola may be picking up that a blitz is coming. Changes his protection, but it doesn't matter. Spitali Seco is going to bring him down. Coyote crowd's doing well, but man, they could be so much louder. We've heard them be louder, but maybe they're waiting for 3rd down here. A lot of time, an unreal throw by Raiola, and Nebraska lives again. Big play, they're going with the halfback screen. We got guys there, though, and a good tackle for loss. Michael Roderick playing his heart out tonight. Getting us started early with some great plays, seeing if he can continue it here. Raiola, a lot of time, throws one at the back of the end zone, and it's knocked away by Hemphill. Now the crowd standing up, everybody going crazy here. Nebraska has some time. Raiola taking off, fakes us out, but we bring him down, and now he's hurt. He should have slid, and he paid the price for not doing it on this turf. This game has a lot of time to be played, but if Dylan Raiola is hurt, that changes the dynamic of the game entirely. This is a different Nebraska team if their main guy is not on the field any longer. A little under 5 minutes left here in this first half. The blocking, though, on that play is not a good omen. On second down, we could feel the blitz. A risky ball that maybe shouldn't have been thrown. Dakota James on the outside has been really good at the comeback routes. We could be relying on him here. Harmon lets it fly. There is a penalty on the play. That's going to be on Nebraska, which is going to help us out a ton here, because if they didn't call this, we might have been cooked. We'll absolutely accept that penalty. A new lease on life, an 8-point game. Points on every drive is our goal. Tugboat would also love blocking on every drive. Second down, we go back to the run. Tugboat just still not getting the blocking he needs. All that to say, Jackson's still been really good. A little over 5 yards per carry in today's game. And what a grab, Alexander Flames. We don't say his name much, but that was a huge grab for a reception. We're almost at the end of the first half. Harmon has only thrown 7 passes in today's game. What happened to the blocking we loved? They've been cooking us at this point because every time we have a little bit of something positive, they tackle us for a loss. Nebraska's got the big gentleman up here. They're trying to get themselves a stop. Tugboat, though, says, I don't need the blocking. I'll make my own lane. Plenty of time here, but don't have to rush anything. Harmon sees something, sends his guys up, looking for the blocks. He's got him, and he gets out of bounds. Jackson still not finding any blocking. On 2nd and 9, we go to the RPO. Tally, solid gain of 4. Time is going down. We want to make sure that we can just convert and get points here. Touchdown, field goal, whatever it ends up being. We got a guy across the middle like Mark Fiercely. You find him, though. We have played the safest football I think we've ever played this season. But with Tugboat Jackson finally getting a block there, we've opened this game up to a pretty big margin. We move past the halfway point here in the 3rd quarter. Cascade Valley's got a chance to do some damage here. Ryden's going to get into the game. That's his best run in a while. Tugboat took a lot of carries, 14 in the first half, plus a couple of receptions. I'm not surprised that he's getting a little bit of time to kind of chill. But we find ourselves here with no Tugboat at the moment. We're checking where he's at. Tugboat might be hurt. We're not even seeing him as an option to put into the game. So that really couldn't be worse news for us right now. But Mark Fiercely says, I don't care about the run game. I'm catching a big one over the middle. And then Mark Fiercely gets hurt. This is not ideal. We find out that Tugboat has turf toe. Good news is he scored 3 touchdowns, so he should still be up for the Heisman after this. But Fiercely, it's a hand injury. We got to see where that ends up going. This is what's going to happen, though. As you get through a season, you battle more injuries. It's up for your other guys to step up. Who's going to be up next? Oh, that was Hemphill. I was like, wait a second. And it's a bruised hand for Fiercely, so we'll make sure that Dakota James gets more reps now. Coach McMervin was seen throwing a clipboard at speeds that honestly can't be recorded by common human math. And if you want to know where it went, look at Mike Hemphill's direction. Mike Hemphill just giving up an easy play led to Lamar Harmon getting it down to the 1. But seriously, if you're on Coach McMervin's team, dropping a routine ball like that when you're wide open, that'll get you screamed at, and that'll get you having a clipboard thrown at your head. Ryden and Upshaw in the backfield. Giving it to Ryden. DeAndre Ryden has not been in the end zone a lot this year, but that's a big one right there. And Coach McMervin takes down number 9 Nebraska. 42-21. This CVU team is peaking at the right time. The Michigan game woke us up a lot. It was a rivalry game. We expected to go in there and compete, and we did not. But since then, these guys have been locked in. Let's just hope the Tugboat's not really gone for that long, but we'll find out soon. And something I wasn't even aware of that this man was on pace for. Tugboat now has a single season rushing touchdowns record at Cascade Valley. And there's so much season to play. As we prepare for one more week here, Coach McMervin did get an upgrade. He hit another level 28 now as a coach. And we're going to go and focus on tactician, because we think that's really going to be changing things as we head into this postseason. We have a couple of opportunities here. We have worked on our linebackers. We've already got our quarterbacks, wide receiver, tight end, and O-lineman in a good spot for what they can do for this tree so far. We're going to get our linebackers to have better pursuit and play recognition, because that's going to matter a lot in these upcoming games. Before we jump into our game against Washington, we have Andrew Alexander coming back, not this week, but in our next game. That makes us excited, but we really could use him, and he also is saying that our playing style is trash, so he's not very happy with us. So we might not even get to use this guy a lot, because he looks like he wants to transfer. But Washington is a very good team. You see that they're an 89 overall, significantly higher rated than what we are. But we faced a really good team last week and we showed up. But we're playing on the road this time, which definitely scares Coach McMervin. We need that man to lock in. And it really feels like the theme of this episode has just been talking about locking in. But with Tugboat Jackson being a Heisman contender, absolutely dominating the season, if we can watch him just kill it each week, we have a really good chance to win. But if he's not able to get the blocking that he needs, our chances go out the window. Cascade Valley traveling to Washington. We're scared. So the Coyotes are coming out here on defense, trying to figure out if they can stop the Huskies, who are trying to get themselves back to being ranked right now. They've had a couple of tough losses. Where is the defender? Hello? This man was wide open on the first play. Whose scholarship are we revoking? Who? All right, so we're going to take a little bit of film study to figure out what happened on cover 4. Why are you running up on cover 4? Oh my God, this game is broken. College Football 26 Game of the Year. Said no one. Unbelievable effort by college football to try to get a win. But you know what? It doesn't matter what they do because Tugboat Jackson Jr., don't forget the junior, is running to the house and he's going wide. Give him the Heisman right now. We're having to restart this, Hector. Welcome to hopefully not pain. We're trying to get this W. Look at this defense. Washington's going to be one of those tough teams. They are desperately trying to get back to being ranked. They've had a couple of tough losses. They've lost 3 this year. We've lost 2. We're barely ranked. If we lose, there's no shot of us being ranked anymore. Good tackle by Hemphill, though, but too late. Our goal is to get a lot of pressure on Washington's quarterback this game. He's going to be pretty tough. They've got a good run game as well. And they go right to the run game. It's like they knew what we were going to say. And he said, get off me, little boy. Don't let this team's ranking for you, though. They are absolutely about that life. Another little play here is going to make it 2nd and short. Seco ready to blitz. They go right out to the flats. A smart play, and Weldon brings them down. On the road has just been not our forte this season. And our defense just cannot get it going. Tamon Williams goes in there. We had a chance to get a good blitz. Cameron Rose can't get the tackle, but a gang of people bring him down for a loss. Cameron Rose has been so good this season, but man, these last couple of weeks, he's really struggled to get those big plays. But Fatale Seco says we don't need him to do it when he'll do it himself. So Washington's really good drive gets halted thanks to a great effort by Seco. And all of a sudden, it's time for Tugboat to see what he can do. Washington is the 18th toughest place to play in the nation, and man, that crowd sounds like it. 3rd and 2. No idea if our guys are running the right play or not, but we find that Tim Tindall drops that play. We move on here to the 2nd quarter. It's still a 0-0 ball game. Nobody is able to score at this point. But we're trying to change that on this drive, and Fiercely maybe gets a yard if he's lucky. 2nd and short, we go with the run, and Tugboat's got nowhere to go. This crowd is absolutely insane right now. Seeing what we can get here in a crucial 3rd down. Tugboat, though, across the middle, makes room, and he's been so good in the receiving game. Back here to the run. Tugboat, plenty of room. He's got 10+ yards. When this O-line does their job, and it's really good to have Trevor Droge back, because that dude, we were missing him at our left tackle spot. And when he's in the lineup, we're so much better. And Tugboat with his best run of the game. More yards than that carry than he had all game. Washington kind of switching things up. We're nervous here, and Harmon gets rid of it smartly. On 2nd down, they blitz, which is perfect if we can get our blocks here. Tugboat's got what he needs. Tugboat, green in front of him. 1 man to go, and he scatterballs that man into the end zone. Cascade Valley up on top. Now, Washington's punter fumbled on a punt, which gave the ball right back to CVU, and you know who we gave it to. That man. Tugboat is having one of the greatest seasons in Cascade Valley history. The school has not been around that long. And that block is not going to be around much longer either. 2nd and goal after that loss. Tugboat, nowhere to really run there. Met at the line. The squad's here. Harmon has got a chance, and he finds Tindall. What a crazy throw. And Tim Tindall just ran into a furry, and he don't care. Washington back out here in a new drive. They got a little bit of time left. 2-minute warnings hit Washington. They've got plenty of time here to make a play. And a great halfback screen is going to put him in a good spot, but what a stiff arm. This running back has just been cooking some of our defensive backs the entirety of this game, but this time we're cooking his quarterback, DJ Dean, in on the sack. The pressure our front seven has been putting on has had this team in an absolute blender. And Harmon just couldn't find anything. That hit has Harmon a little bit shook. We got to be a little mindful of that. Get him something easy to throw here, and Neighbors picks up a solid gain. The freshman looking good. Scary hours here. We don't want to do anything crazy. Dakota James, way to go up and get that one. Everybody hustles to the line. We're going to use our hurry up here. Out of the backfield is Tugboat. He has almost a first. 2nd and 3. We're going to send Jackson in motion. See if we can maybe confuse their defense a little bit. Instead, we take the easy thing. Mark Fiercely with a great block there for James. 1st and 10. Harmon, a chance to maybe take one here. Harmon's got to get down. Harmon's going to fumble. That's not good news. There's purple jerseys all over the field. And Washington's going to get the ball with a long ways to go. Harmon was trying to get down. It was a little bit too late at that point, and Washington has a chance to capitalize and get some points on the board. Going into halftime, not getting shut out would be major for them. 2nd and 2, Washington's QB been using his feet a lot. Great pass break up there by Nichols. 3rd and short, Washington could opt to go ahead and just run this one or give it to their running back. They throw in the flats, and that one's going to be held on to. 1 timeout left, not a ton of time on the clock for them. But even getting a field goal here would be major, and they get it to their guy who's going to be out of bounds with 6 left. So Washington's going to line up from the 36. This is going to be about a 53-yard field goal. Not exactly easy. A little bit of pressure on the kicker. This one's up. It's going to be close. They say it's good. I mean, that had to barely be good, but they've cut the lead from 14 to 11. That's going to help them a lot going into the second half. Kicking off the second half, the Coyotes have the rock. With a chance to try to add to this lead, but this defense is going to be crazy. Going to be close, and that was held on to by Talley. Great grab. Harmon's got to be careful here. They get that blitz in the backfield so quick, and Tugboat makes 1 miss, but maybe 2 yards if he's lucky. Washington's light in the box. It should make for a pretty good run. The blocking was there, and Tugboat past the 50. 12 attempts, 66 yards. No rushing touchdowns so far, but this man's been finding his way in the football field today. Crowd going crazy. Fiercely's going to catch one, but just horrible blocking by James on that. If Dakota James can just get any semblance of a block on that play, we're in a great spot. Instead, we're fighting for our lives a little bit here. Harmon is going to deliver one, and it's off the hands of James. Coach McMervin, with where they are on the football field, says, look, we're going to go for it. A lot of time. Harmon just throws a terrible ball, and that's going to happen. We had the one-on-one. We had everything that we needed, but Lamar Harmon just could not deliver the ball that he needed to. If he delivers it on time and hits his guy in the hands, we're still driving. Washington's out here, throws to the flats, and their quarterback's been killing out there. On the right side of the 50, Washington's feeling great. Their quarterback over the top of Seco. We don't know whatever that animation was. But they're in the red zone now. Out of shotgun, they go with another little play to the sideline that maybe gets him a yard. Williams with a small adjustment. He's got his tight end there, but unbelievable play by Nichols. Our guys have got to lock in here. We need a stop. Williams has all the time in the world. We miss. And they say he's in. This man didn't even get tackled on the play. Drug test him now. Washington's here. They've got a chance. Their quarterback throws it. We got a guy sitting out of bounds playing game of the year. Halfway through the third. This is our time to try to shine, but we need some blocking for that man. Lamar Harmon feels like he's on thin ice out here. We're giving him a shot, and that was a dot, and they say Fiercely held it. If Harmon's going to make throws like that, he's got a lot more leash that he can actually work with, because that might have been his best throw of the season right there. How this game's going, we need a touchdown. Tugboat showing the speed, 95 speed. Don't forget it, he's down to the 15. 58 yards through the air, 98 on the ground. Tugboat Jackson Jr. looking like the Heisman candidate that he is, but this O-line, they ain't doing nothing. There's a reason why we don't have a single offensive lineman up for an award this year. It's because they play like that every game. And 66, your scholarship's revoked. 3rd and 15. We just want to make sure we don't turn it over here. Harmon. We hate him. We don't really trust Chip Nix to kick this one, but we got to trust him here. Chip Nix. They hit him. They hit Chip Nix. Roughing the kicker. We've been saved. Watch us end up turning it over. We're accepting that penalty. We were excited to have a field goal. That would have been fine. But a chance to get a touchdown just feels insane. Tugboat racing to the edge. The spin move. Tugboat fighting for his bread. And he's in the end zone. Over 100 yards. This man is insane. This game has been back and forth, back and forth. And here we go in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 5 for Washington. An opportunity to make something happen here. They go to the sideline, which has been so good for them. It's going to be close. They say he had forward progress. Damon Williams Jr. has got 21 of 25 through the air. He's been so efficient. That's why Washington is still in this game, despite not looking amazing on offense so far. Be a little careful here. It's a wide receiver screen, and look at Roderick with a huge tackle. Roderick Jr. has made so many big plays this season. We're needing another one. This time, instead we're watching Hemphill get mossed, and then a bad tackle attempt. And now Washington's going to go for 2 and make this potentially a 3-point game. I thought Mike Hemphill was great. It's pretty wild to think that Mike Hemphill before this season was one of those guys you thought could maybe win a Heisman. Nuh-uh. Tugboat has got some pretty big issues he's dealing with right now. It's looking a little rough for the boys, and I cannot believe he caught that. That might be one of the most insane catches we've had all season. I can't believe Dylan Talley held on to that. Great effort by him. Across the middle is Fiercely. One of the most reliable targets in the whole nation. Great play. We're in one of those weird windows where we want to obviously chew the clock, but we're also afraid of not scoring here. They get the ball, and they can walk out of here with the touchdown that ends the game. So we're trying to be careful and efficient. 2nd and 8 here. DeAndre Ryden has got a chance. That should be a first. They say he's short. To end up Gary Coleman on that play is just, it hurts. 3rd and inches. Unbelievable. We refuse to let our defense be the ones that takes this game into their hands. Lining up with an RPO. They immediately had the craziest blitz of all time. Dakota James. Great run, but we wanted him to stay in bounds. 2:45 on the clock, and Dakota James might have made the play of the game. Ryden is pretty gassed. He just ran the wrong direction. We're cooked. We've had success with this play. We're going to try it here again. This time it's Ryden. Ryden's got some blockers, and Ryden, no ball carrier vision. What is happening, sir? 3rd and 3. Washington is down to 1 timeout. I don't think Chip Nix can score here. This is going to be a 4-down territory play. Oh, he's wide open, but it's going to be an interception. It's the worst thing possible. Washington is going to get the ball with 2:27. Why did we throw it? We don't know. You could argue maybe we could have run it, but Tugboat is so hurt. He's so banged up that we can't really rely on him at the moment to do anything positive. It's a tough situation. This has been a close game pretty much the entire way. We had a 14-point lead, and they chipped away at it. We just cannot cover the sidelines. Washington again goes to the sidelines and breaks another tackle. Clock continues to tick here. Another sideline play. Great play fake. Our guys are cooked, but we do keep them in bounds, and then they drop it. 1 timeout for Washington. The clock is not on their side at the moment. And that looks like a fumble, but they say it's incomplete. Washington just finds ways to stay alive. We cannot believe that was not ruled a fumble. It looked and smelled like a fumble. We didn't think they would throw that. 4th and 4. What do they have here? They throw deep, and it hits our own guy in the helmet. He doesn't even realize it. Cameron Rowe's IQ is not exactly ideal there. But we're going to walk out of here with the W as Cameron Rowe gets hit in the helmet. And we win the game, 21-18. It was scary, but it went our way. Tugboat 100 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, 50, 60 some yards through the air. The Heisman used to be coming to Cascade Valley. Recapping the game, that was an insane one. Harmon's interception at the end probably shouldn't have been thrown, but it is what it is. 200, a touchdown, or 2 touchdowns and an interception. A solid day at the office regardless. Tugboat was fantastic on the ground, even better in the air with 6 for 66 and 2 touchdowns overall. Fiercely got involved as did some of the other guys. Dylan Talley has really stepped up in the past couple of weeks, especially because we benched Mike Hemphill from being a wide receiver since he's terrible at it. But the interesting thing that we didn't actually realize until after the game is Amir Shakur, former Cascade Valley Coyote, transferred over to Washington. And he caught that L. Defensively, Cam Ali, 9 big tackles. Stephen Weldon getting involved as well. Hemphill got mossed and made some bad tackles, but still was solid overall today. From a sack perspective, we only got to the quarterback once. It was DJ Dean doing it. And then interception-wise, we saw one, Fatale Seco, with a great play early, but the secondary has got to do a better job. And with a close win like that, the recruits keep on coming. Stephen Mahoney, a right tackle, is coming to CVU. And joining him will be James Moultrie, another right tackle, coming to CVU. Some of these guys are going to be moved left tackle, left guard, right guard. We'll figure that out, but we need offensive line help in depth, and these guys are 3 stars, so they're not going to play anytime soon. And then joining them is Steve Abbott, a corner. You love to see it. After some of the most sweaty games we've had to play, we finally are going to get a team that is more along our level. Minnesota is higher rated than us, but not by a lot. We're number 18 in the nation. If we win this game, we control our destiny. We'll figure out what happens. We're hoping to get a shot again to play in the Big Ten Championship, but we would need a little bit of help. We would need Ohio State, Michigan, or USC to ultimately lose, and maybe more than one of them. Maybe both of these teams would have to lose ultimately for us to get in there. Our chances to get into that are probably not looking great, but we're still going to try to control our own destiny. And when you look at the teams ahead of us, Florida State's the team that's kind of fallen back a little bit. Buffalo has got to play a game this week. Ole Miss and Alabama are playing. We have an outside shot to get into that top 12 to be considered for the CFP because we're probably not going to be playing in that conference championship. But regardless, do what we can, win what we can, and maybe with a little luck, we could play for something big. Tugboat has been incredible. Lamar Harmon has been mostly mistake-free, but going into this last game, we'll lock in, see if we can do what we need to do, and come out on the right side of history. Be safe, be smart, and tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys on the next one.